Peking Opera, or Beijing Opera as it is now called, is one of China's cultural icons. There's probably no other Chinese art form that has such artistic significance, and it's always showcased in front of international dignitaries. The Tianjin Youth Peking Opera Troupe, a group of young performers especially trained to keep the tradition alive and well, is on tour, visiting cities in Australia before performing here in the Auckland Town Hall.
We want to introduce Chinese culture to the Western world. Peking Opera is China's national treasure. It has been at least 20 years since the Peking Opera group has come to New Zealand.
Peking Opera originated in the late 18th century and was the main theatrical art form performed in the royal court. It was launched on the international stage by Peking Opera legend Mei Lanfeng early in the 20th century. In those days, only men were allowed to perform, so he played both male and female characters. He embraced all aspects of the tradition, from acting, music, makeup, and costume, portraying Chinese women in all aspects of life. There were tours to Japan, Russia, and US, and he captivated audiences wherever he went. Today, the Tianjin Opera Troupe bring a performance to Auckland, every bit as captivating. A local group of enthusiasts get the chance to meet the artists backstage.
Today, I'm very touched to see our national treasure introduced to the people of New Zealand.
We're a group of Peking Opera enthusiasts. We get together every Sunday to practice. And we're learning a lot from watching these young professionals perform.
Becoming an opera performer requires long and arduous preparation. Training usually starts at 6 or 7 years old, and training is complicated. There are 4 types of roles.
Usually Shen means male person. Dan usually is young lady. Jing sometimes is very tough guy. Chou as they have this looks funny face.
The roles a student might learn will also depend on their vocal quality. And compared to Western opera, the Peking performers have to learn much more than vocal gymnastics. Acrobatics is every bit as important.
They have a lot of actions. They have lots of dance. Sometimes one word, one action. It's very complicated, and you have to connect with your feeling together.
Mime and gesture also play an important part in storytelling. It's another skill performers need to learn. Students also learn about costume and makeup. Makeup is important as it symbolizes personality. For instance, the Jings, which are the strong, tough guys, have special face patterns and colors. Tonight's performance has been very well received.
It's the first time the Peking Opera has come here in years. I'm very excited.
I've heard a lot of good reviews about this group for a long time. Now I've seen it live. It really is as good as people say.
Like so many traditional art forms, its appeal to the youth of China is fading. But its place in Chinese culture is important, and much effort has been placed on training the country's youth. If the dedication and quality of performance of the Tianjin Youth Peking Opera Troupe is anything to go by, Chinese traditional opera will live on for years to come.
Well, and that's all we have for you this week on Asia Down Under. Thank you for joining us. We leave you with more images of contemporary poi. We'll see you next week at the same time. This programme was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.